2016 nostalgia keeps returning because people are not only remembering apps, they are remembering an older set of rules for attention. The screenshots look simple now: square photos, short loops, visible like counts, profile pages, comment threads, notification bubbles, and feeds that still felt like separate rooms. But those screens were already teaching habits that shape the internet today. That is why the trend has staying power. It feels personal, but it also works as recent history. Start with the obvious reason 2016 feels nostalgic. It is close enough that many viewers remember the phones, songs, jokes, games, and platform moods. It is far enough away that the old interface already looks like an artifact. A screenshot from that year can feel like opening a drawer and finding an object from another life. The shape of the button, the color of the feed, the old app logo, and the style of the post all carry memory. But the more useful question is what those memories hide. They hide the fact that the feed was becoming a training system. People learned what kind of joke traveled. They learned which photo looked casual but still performed well. They learned when outrage worked, when sincerity worked, and when a personal moment could become public material. The platform did not need to tell users what to do. It only had to reward some behaviors more often than others. That is the first mechanism: public measurement. Likes, views, retweets, loops, replies, followers, and comments turned ordinary posts into visible scoreboards. A picture was not only a picture, it had proof attached to it. A joke was not only a joke, it had numbers that said whether the room accepted it. This is why old screenshots feel heavier than old photographs. They do not just show a moment, they show a moment being judged. The second mechanism is separation. In memory, different platforms still had stronger personalities. Vine felt fast and strange. Instagram felt visual and curated. Twitter felt immediate and argumentative. YouTube felt more searchable and creator-driven. Messaging apps felt private. Games and forums still held their own corners. That separation made the internet easier to remember as a map of places. Today, many formats blend together, and the same short clip can travel across several apps with the same emotional design. This is why 2016 can feel older than it is. The hardware was modern enough to be familiar, but the social rules were not fully merged yet. People were already performing for metrics, but the performance still looked attached to specific rooms. That gives the year a strange double feeling. Close, but vanished. Use one concrete screen. Imagine a phone showing an old social feed. There is a name, a picture, a caption, a like count, and a stack of comments. Nothing about that screen seems dramatic, but it records a social contract. It shows what counted as taste, what counted as proof, what kind of public approval mattered, and how identity was packaged for other people. If you want to understand a period, do not only ask what people posted, ask what the interface made visible. Now look at a short video loop. A few seconds could become a shared joke because the format made repetition easy. That mattered because repetition turns a clip into a social reference. People did not only watch, they quoted, remixed, and recognized. The feed turned tiny pieces of behavior into portable culture. That is why dead platforms still leave habits behind. An app can disappear while its rhythm survives. At the midpoint, the twist is this: nostalgia remembers the room, but history studies the machinery. The room may feel warm, the machinery may have been stressful. Both can be true. A platform can produce creativity and comparison at the same time. It can make people feel connected while also teaching them to compete for attention. It can look playful while creating incentives that are hard to escape. Moderation is part of the story too. The soft version of 2016 remembers memes, music, games, and app culture. The harder version remembers harassment, pile-ons, misinformation, recommendation problems, and platforms struggling to govern spaces that were already too large for their old rules. A screenshot usually preserves the funny post. It does not always preserve the person who left the room, the context that was deleted, or the argument that made the room feel unsafe. That matters because recent history is easy to flatten. People often treat 2016 as a vibe, but it was also a turning point in how everyday people related to public attention. The habit of checking numbers became ordinary. The habit of reacting quickly became ordinary. The habit of turning identity into content became ordinary. The habit of judging events through a feed became ordinary. Those habits did not vanish when interfaces changed. The reason this topic keeps working on YouTube Shorts is that it gives viewers an object they already recognize. An old screenshot, an old app screen, or an old phone layout lets people enter the topic quickly, then the explanation can reveal the mechanism underneath. That is the formula. Familiar object first, hidden system second. Nostalgia opens the door, but the real payoff is understanding why the memory feels powerful. So what did 2016 feeds turn into? They turned into memory machines. They stored pieces of everyday life with visible scores attached. They trained users to think in public metrics. They separated the internet into rooms that now feel lost. And they left behind habits that still shape how people post, react, perform, and argue today. The takeaway is simple. 2016 nostalgia is not only about missing old apps. It is about recognizing the moment when feeds became personal memory, public scoreboard, and behavior training all at once. That is why the screenshots feel warm, strange, and slightly uncomfortable. They show a world that is gone, but they also show the rules that never really left. If this helped the trend make sense, please like the video and subscribe for fast, no fluff history explainers. I will see you in the next one. If this helped the trend make sense, please like the video and subscribe for fast, no fluff explainers. I'll see you in the next one.